Who is the MC for 1:30? The ITE here. Yeah. MC.
Where's the MC?
MC, come.
Okay. Get Lucius to go up now. Lucius can go up already. Where's the MC? Who's the MC? Hey. Who's the MC? Hey, MC gonna introduce him. Who's the MC?
Oh, MC?
Yeah, introduce him. I don't know who's the MC actually. I don't know who's wrong.
No, it's Stephanie.
Then whoever might introduce Lucius Tan. Stephanie, you introduce him now. Introduce him, he go out already. I don't know who. I don't know who. You introduce him, Lucius Tan. Okay. Lucius, you go behind her. You go behind her. You bring him on top. Introduce him, then he speak now. You introduce him, yeah. Welcome him. Now I go in the welcome him. Okay. Just introduce him now. You can stand next to you. Oh, he's mine, right? He's not. You ask him to follow you.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Stephanie. I'm your co-MC for this afternoon. For those of you who came this morning, thank you very much to stay with us. And for those who came this afternoon, welcome to World Speech Day Singapore 2019. And this afternoon, we have our first speaker. He's a motivated mind student. And today, he's going to share with us what success means to him. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Lucius Tan.
One more round of applause for Lucas. Come on. Okay, go ahead.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Today our topic is success one. I am happy to share with you what is success. I know success is not easy, but it's not impossible. You think you are success, you are. You think you cannot, you don't. You like to it, but you think you can't. It is almost certain you will. You think you lose, you will. But afterwards, we find that success within is a person's will. It's all in the just of your mind. You think you are just, you are. You don't think high to rise yourself before you can ever win life. Life pattern don't always go small. The stronger or the faster doesn't win. But sooner or later, the person who thinks he can win, yes, we can. In life, just have to visit our progress. We can will. We can believe we can succeed. Yes, we can succeed. Next topic is be wrong. We are not here to play, to dream, to dream. We are also to do and love to live. So not struggle. Face it. If God gives, be wrong. Stand up evil. To agree. Or shame. Stand up and speak up. And be free in God's name. Be wrong. It's matter know how deep. You heard others are wrong. But let's go and they are wrong. Fail not, fight on. Tomorrow comes the storm. No matter where, no matter how. You have to be strong. I urge you to be strong. Thank you. Next one is you wake me up. When I am down, my heart is so worried. When trouble has come, if my heart abandons me, then I am still waiting and silent until you come into the world with me. You raise me up so I can stand on the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy sea. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy sea. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy sea. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up so I can stand on the mountain. You raise me up to walk on stormy sea. I am strong when I'm on your shoulders. You raise me up to more than I can be. You raise me up to more than I can be. Country road. Almost heaven, where the genius blue is mountain, share the gold river, like golden on the trees, yonder the mountain, running right a breeze, country road, take me home to a place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road, oh my memory, there am no her, western lady, strongest blue water, dark and dusty, painted on the sky, with the moonshine, rather in my eyes. Country road, take me home to a place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home. Country road, I hear the boy of the morning calls me, where do we my home far away, driving down yesterday home, yesterday, country road, take me home to a place I belong, West Virginia, mountain mama, take me home, country road. I just a boy always morning calls me, where do me my home far away, driving down yesterday, home, yesterday, country road, take me home. mountain mama, take me home, country road, take me home, country road. Next one is What a Wonderful World. These streams of green, rainbows come too. I see them blow for me and for you, and think to myself, what a wonderful world. I see skies of blue, clouds of white, dark that day, dark the night. And think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. There are faces, people going by, shaking hands, singing how do you do? There is feeling, I love you. I hear babies cry, I watch and glow. It was much more, forever, forever know. And think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky. There are people going by, asking hands, shaking hands, singing how do you do? There is feeling, I love you. I hear babies cry. I was and grow. You go to learn and forward and forever know. And think to myself, what a wonderful world. Yes, I think to myself, what a wonderful world. I am sailing, oh again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy water, to be near you, to be free. I am flying like a bird, across the sky. I am flying pretty of the cloud, to be near you, to be free. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away, I am dying, forever crying, to be near you. Who can say? Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Through the dark night, far away, I am dying, forever crying, to be near you. Who can say? We are sailing, oh again, across the sea. I am sailing stormy waters, to be near you, to be free. Oh Lord, to be near you, to be free. Oh Lord, to be near you, to be free. Thank you. 一天天一个人，红叶红叶红。 如果你如有错，还是怎么真爱过，真会过，因为你会走，如果你就有错在心中，朋友也会走，那些日子不再有，一句话，一辈子，一生情，一杯酒，朋友的不贪多，那些朋友你会懂，还有伤，还有痛，还有走，还有我。一些年，一个人风也过，雨也走。如果你都有错，还是怎么真爱过，真会过？如果你会走，如果你都有错在心中，朋友曾一起走，那些日子不再有，一句话，一辈子，一生情，一杯酒，朋友都不难过，那些朋友你会懂，还有伤，还有痛，还有走，还有我，朋友曾一起走，那些日子不再有，一句话，一辈子，一生情，一杯酒，朋友都不难过，那些朋友你会懂，还有伤，还有痛，还有走，还有我。
Job title. She's the Chief Happiness Officer of So Happy People, and she has developed many passions throughout her life, and those have helped her develop her mission. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Adeline Lee.
Here today to share my story of where I was 2 years ago and where I am today. So, to make it an interesting experience for you, and if you feel comfortable, I would like you to close your eyes for just a few minutes. And only when you hear this, then you will open your eyes. Alright, so now sit back, relax, and just focus on my voice and my story. 2 years ago, I experienced something called the midlife crisis. I was lost. I felt like I didn't know myself. Who am I? Why am I here? What do I love? What is my reason on earth? I even asked my husband, and he didn't answer me because I kept changing my direction. I was also very unhappy on many levels in my life, often thinking about why am I not rich enough? Why is this happening to me? Why do I have to go through all this pain? Why do I have to work so hard? Why? I felt like I was stuck into this deep black hole, feeling helpless, lonely, frustrated, and angry. I was hoping for that one day when I have this, so I can do that. Have you felt this way before? Like you're often waiting for that one day. If yes, can you raise your hand? Thank you. I realize I'm not alone right now, but at that time, I was desperate. So I went on a journey to look for answers. It was somewhere in 2017 that I had an aha moment. I finally understood that books be the change you want to see in the world. So, instead of feeling not good enough, instead of waiting for that one day, Instead of waiting for others to change, I started to work on myself internally. I realized I have to be the change first because only then things will change. Only then others will change. I learned this from a guru. He said, whatever you want in life, you have to give it. If I want love, I have to give love. If I want happiness, I have to bring happiness to the people around me. And if I want to change the world, I have to be willing to show up. To use my voice or my talents. So since then, I became conscious of my thoughts and my actions. It sounds simple, but it's not easy. It takes a lot of effort and energy to be present. One of the things that changed my perspective during my discovery journey is journaling and writing down 3 things that I'm grateful for each day. I realized it was a big realization for me because I realized why I was unhappy. It was because I did not notice the many beautiful things around me. The tender loving care of my husband, the support that I already had in my life. I did not celebrate life enough. I was focusing too much on the wrong, comparing myself with others, heavily influenced by the social media. So I stopped looking at others' achievements and focused back on myself to build up my self-worth. And I always knew there's something bigger out there for me. I wanted to live a meaningful and purposeful life. So when my focus shifted, my mind became clear of what I want and what I don't want in life. Be the change is what I wrote recently. It is about being the change and being the light. It's happiness for the soul. Be a change also means to be able to shine, to lead, to inspire, you first have to be a change. When you are the change, you will experience true happiness. So for those who close your eyes, you may open your eyes right now. I told you that was you. So today I'm here because I want to inspire you. I want to share with you another quote. People who are crazy enough to think that they can change the world are the ones they do. Anyone know who said this? No one? No. It's Steve Jobs. He inspired me a lot. So, yeah, Steve Jobs. So, yeah, I am crazy enough to start this happiness movement. I have no experience in doing this. But yet I organized the first Happiness Festival on 5th January 2019, which is 2 months ago, and founded So Happy People. It all started because I have a dream, because I am inspired. So I want to encourage you to always go after your dreams, and all you need is courage and willingness. So if you would like to join my happiness movement, I welcome you to join my tribe. And before I end my speech, I would like to throw you a question. What change do you want to see in your lifetime? Change begins not when you are ready, but when you are willing. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Adelaide. Our next speaker, do you know a father's love is as precious as gold? Our next speaker is going to share with us her heartwarming story, and she's going to pay tribute to Mr. Leong Il King, her father, the man who gave her this precious life. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Vivian Leong. Vivian?
So I'm supposed to clear call, ladies and gentlemen. Vivian Leong is not able to come out at this moment. She will be up shortly. We'll have another speaker up on stage within a couple of minutes. Please, thank you for your patience.
Okay. Our next speaker is Vicky Su. She's a former lawyer and now she's a legal consultant. And today she's going to share with us what we can do to help minorities to blend in our community. Ladies and gentlemen, Vicky Su.
All the speakers before me because they go without notes. But I must apologize, I need notes because I cannot remember. Even if I practice 100 times, I won't be able to remember. So today, relax, just come here and talk. Sorry. Okay, some of you have asked me to repeat my stroke story again. Not because I can inspire some of you, but because it will remind you that you need to take care of yourself. You need to take care of your health. So I don't mind. I will share with you my life after stroke. Okay? I have a hemorrhagic stroke of the brain as a result of high blood pressure and family history. That was in August 2012, that's 7 years ago.
7 years each?
Yes, 7 years each. It may happen again, you know. It occurs as I was driving home after a long meeting, a long road trip meeting. So I arrived at my apartment at the time 11 p.m. Yeah? But I could not get out of the car. I already parked, I couldn't get out of the car because my blood vessel in the brain had burst. Okay? I'm supposed to be a quite intelligent person, but I couldn't understand why I cannot get out of the car. I was, by the time, parked the car, a bit confused. So I was in the car. Yeah. I tried to get back to my apartment, but I could not. So to cut the long story short, I went to sleep in the car, and then I woke up. By the time I woke up, the way to sleep thing is my intelligent mind telling me go and sleep, you'll feel better, you know. So I went to sleep. So I wake up, how come everything double vision? How come I open my bag, how come it's in a mess? How come? I keep asking myself, how come? How come I cannot get out? But you won't tell yourself that you got a stroke. I think even if you put a note there, you have stroke, you will not even look at it. Because the blood already came out. It didn't came out there, right? It's in the brain. So anyway, the only thing that made me go out is because I got a flight to catch at 6 a.m. to go to do a RILA, the road tractor thing in East Malaysia. So I told myself, use your left hand, open the car door. So I did, open the car door with the left hand. So I got out of the car. But then, I could not get back to my apartment. I remember, call my apartment, I dialed the number. So smart, I said, call the neighbor, still number. Cannot, nobody came. Why nobody? Because there was Hari Raya holiday, everybody has gone holiday. So I was there at the lobby, up and down, my things dropped, up and down, I did a lot of exercise, up and down like that. Until 5:30, you know. 5:30 only my daughter really tried very hard, finally she found me. So anyway, I was rushed to the hospital, and I slipped into a coma for 5 days. Yeah, I was in a coma. I didn't know who visited me. By the time Ernest visited me, I woke up already. Yeah. I woke up. I knew he visited me. And he came with somebody. I don't remember who's the somebody who came with you. Ernest. Who? I think it's a lady, right? Elsa, right? Yesterday, I bumped into a Toastmaster from Toastmaster Club Singapore. He told me he visited me. I had no recollection. The guy is Hector Tan. He came to my club last night.
The guy, Chili.
Oh, Chili. Oh, your girlfriend. So, actually, Hector told me he came with Jackie and the younger members. So, Toastmaster Club Singapore, sorry, I thought you guys are very heartless. Actually, you came to visit me. You visited me, but I didn't know. I also was told that there's a guy who came to visit me every morning. Yeah, but was chased out by my son. So I didn't know also. I don't know. No wonder he didn't want to return my call and things like that. Secret admirer, yeah. So, I stayed in the hospital for another 2 weeks or 3 weeks, I don't know. And it was a long road to recovery. Although doctor said 6 months, I tell you it's a long, long time. I had the following symptoms after being discharged from the hospital. I still got speech impairment, my tongue was numb, and I had slurred speech. Okay, then my right arm was numb also, numb and weak, my right arm, and I could not write well. Okay, my taste bud really went haywire. I couldn't eat, I couldn't taste the food, and I lost a lot of weight. Yeah, so I couldn't taste the food. I have face also, face slightly on the right. Even now when I take up my makeup, don't be frightened, okay? Big down inside. Yeah. So the most scary part, poor memory. Very poor memory. I cannot remember what I ate yesterday. Who I was with yesterday. I take a long time to remember. Doctor told me that it was a minor stroke. And I could recover in 6 months. But it took me 1 whole year, and I had recovered only about 90%. Recently, I took up Pilates. I think I recovered about 95% already. Last week, while looking through my medical report to buy an insurance policy, I came across my MRI report, and it really made me cry. Because this is the first time I read it carefully. In the past, I didn't read. This time, I read. I wanted to cry because so much brain cell had died. So you know the report, the MRI report, the doctor was quite scary. So I went to see my doctor. Doctor said, don't worry lah, this is for specialists to read, right? All the medical terms. But then you know your brain cell has died. Yeah. And I still have a scar of 1 cm in my brain. Doctor said I will recover eventually, but I have to talk to people every day. That's why I have joined Toastmaster Club. In the year 2017, I have joined 6 clubs. I talk to people every day. Wow. I'm not at home every day. Wow. And you look at my apartment now, it's in a mess. Wow. 6 clubs. Yeah. You know, when I went to an event organized by Singapore National Stroke Association, a lot of people, mostly in wheelchair, and some are very, very young, they ask me a question, how do you recover? So I have this to share with them. Okay? I tell them, you really have to talk to people every day. You must be very thick-skinned like me. Yeah? Yeah. Very often I find I'm searching for words. I forgot what word. I was searching for words. Sometimes words even come out different from what I wanted to say. So I might have offended a lot of people. Yeah? And some of my friends, they always finish a sentence for me. Our beloved Chu Ban Seng and Richard Ong, they cannot wait for me to finish my sentence. They always finish only, they know what I want to say. Yeah. But please, be patient. If you might have family members who got stroke, okay? Be patient with them. Don't laugh at them. Do you know that in my mind, it's still the same, you know? I still can calculate. I'm still very good at mathematics. You know, my mind is still the same. It's just I cannot express myself. Yeah? Be patient. Yeah? So, next, eat healthily. Okay? I try not to take white flour. I substitute it with the whole wheat flour whenever possible. Today I make the butter cake, rich butter cake. Finished already. But that one is not the whole wheat flour. My maid used white flour to make, but it was finished. Number 2, cut sugar. I cut sugar by half. Okay? Cut sugar. Sugar is so bad for you. I cut sugar in all the food preparation. Number 3, you eat brain food or superfood. I believe this type of food can restore your brain cells. I tell you what are the brain food. Walnuts, almond, berries, all kind of mushrooms, and avocado. Okay? Yeah. You have all these things. Number 4, alcohol. Don't take too much alcohol. Alcohol can increase your blood pressure, you know. So don't listen to your friend that they drink like a fish, you know. Don't listen to them. Yeah, because it increases your blood pressure, and then if you are unlucky, your blood vessel will burst. Yeah? And some more, it can thin your blood. Alcohol can thin your blood. So if your salt is due to thin blood, it can make it thinner. The blood may cause the burst again. Number 5 is to exercise. Find an exercise that you like. Then you keep up with it. Recently, I go for Pilates, one-on-one. I find that it's very useful. Don't you think so? I look similar now? I look younger, you know. Can you guess? I don't ask others to guess. He always guess wrongly. He always at 10 years. Okay, how old am I? Oh, thank you very much. I'm actually 16. I celebrated 16. My friend put the candle the other way around, so I celebrated 16. I'm actually 61. But I don't feel 61. I feel 61. Oh, yes. He asked me whether I feel something when I kiss. I do. He's finding somebody to kiss. Yeah. Okay, lastly, you live a purposeful life. Okay, focus your life on what is important. I could have died from stroke, you know, that time. It's so close, yeah? 7 years ago. But I did not die. Okay, I was given a chance to live and to do good in this world. Yeah. After my stroke, I was fearful that it might happen again, you know, because with family history, you know, my nerve might be weak, you know, might be as weak is not my fault, it's not within my control. We are born with weak nerve. Some people are very strong nerve, like Ernest, pain. I may not be, you know, so it can burst, right? Yeah. Yeah, so be kind to me, yeah. I was afraid, seriously, that it might happen to me. So immediately I do more charity, I donated more money, I did all that.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, really. Now I know I'm not dying. I realize we cannot live our lives serving only our husband and children because they have their own life. They want to move on. By the way, I lost my husband already. Yeah, good luck to him. He's lost, not mine. Yeah, he's lost. That is another speech next year. Right? That will be even more interesting. Even you go to Timbuktu, you'll follow me. Yeah, we are going to do Malacca maybe. Yeah? We are needed by malnourished kids, you know. We are needed by all the old folks and underprivileged people. We can also bring happiness to the community at large. Whatever action we take, the reward that we receive is much, much more. Okay? So I want to take this opportunity to show you some of the picture of the activities involving. It's only some. Actually, I got 3 times more than that, but today not enough time to show you 13 pictures only. If you want to join me on the tour, come and talk to me. Okay? Can you show the photo? Yeah.
Where is this?
This is the malnourished kid. Where the children, they are underweight to come for a program. This kid, you know how old the kid? Can you guess, Ernest? How old is it? How old is the kid? This kid, it's 2 years plus. And look like a baby. Look like a baby. Look at the head, so big, yeah? Okay. Yeah. Even weighing is painful for the baby. So we are cooking this rice on this big rice cooker. Yeah. Okay? Well, they love the rice. We must give them more rice. Yeah, we give them balanced meal. They don't have nice ingredients, but we give balanced, adobo, pork or chicken, and then there will be watermelon, vegetable, very balanced meal. Yeah. Then we teach the mother to plant vegetable and bring home, you know. Yeah. I got to eat with the children, they're malnourished, they don't know how to eat, you know, they cannot eat anymore. You tell them take the soup, you drink the soup. This kid, can you imagine how old is this kid, Ernest?
2 years old.
This is 3 years old. You look at the hair drop already. This 3-year-old, like baby. Yeah. This in Tagum, Davao. Davao, you know, is in Philippines. Yeah, in 45 minutes from the airport. Now, somebody donated this t-shirt, lovely t-shirt, too big, but they took it anyway. Yeah, somebody given me 1,000 t-shirts to give away, brand new t-shirt. I'm very thankful to the person. So they are so happy. Do you know they have never eaten apple before? Apple. We went to buy in the market, we buy and give to all the children. They are so happy to eat apple. You know? So these are the young people who follow me. These are the police who escorted us. That is not a very safe area. Every time we go there, they call the the mayor will call the police to protect us. These are the young people who follow us. This is our van, Rotary van. Rotary International grant help us to buy a van, can cook for 1,000 people in 1 hour. You can cook 2 big rice cookers inside there. Look, our logo all there. Yeah. Then our Rotary logo. Okay, this is another one. We did this in 2017, Christmas. We went to Nepal to do the cataract surgery. Yeah, there are so many people. In the morning, it was cold, cold, and they are queuing up. And this is the first time I see people rushing to get operation. Normally operation, you're always scared, right? These people have no rules, they want to rush for operation. They're scared the doctor cannot handle them. And I was doing the best job of my life. I was a broker. Because they rush, you have to block them. Yeah, and not there will be a stampede. People rush to see doctor. Eventually, only 20 people turn away. Really, doctor too tired already. The doctor hold it. Each doctor do 400 eyes, like conveyor belt. 400 eyes. Yeah, it's scary. Okay, can I have the next slide? Okay, this is my current project. I'm a chairman of Rotary My Wish. This was a movie screening October last year. This is a local project. We grant wishes to dying patients. These patients are from poor family. They can ask for $600 or maybe sometimes above, a little bit above. Come to apply to Rotary My Wish. I'm the chairman. This is a project I like to do. Yeah. Sometimes when they ask for the money, you can understand. We just want to give them happiness and to show them that there is warmth in this society, especially in Singapore. Okay. So whatever wish they want, we give them. Right? Yeah. So next slide. This is our friend who come and support for Rotary My Wish. We are at Shaw Theatre, Lido Theatre. That's our project. I do a lot, yeah. But it makes me happy. Yeah, it makes me feel that at least I've done something. If I get shocked again, I'm willing to go now. Okay?
No, don't go. Continue.
I signed the form already. River like waiting form. Yeah? Okay.
Well done.
If you all want to join me, let me know. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Vicky. Vicky is my friend. I'm also a very proud Rotarian, and she's one of the most vibrant and cool lady I've known. Our next speaker works in healthcare sector, and she's also a avid photographer. Today, she's going to share with us what makes a mind tick for a photographer's lens. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Rajalakshmi.
One and all, a very good afternoon. Image is always very important. How many of us struggle making the sale and not making the sale? A lot of us, right? Because of first impressions. And we only got few minutes, or rather few seconds, to make that impression. Many years ago, 6 years ago rather, I suffered Lincoln Planus complex. That means you are not looking at this face. You are looking at a hood of a snake. That was my fate. 6 years ago, I had a job. I had to look good. I had to treat the patients as well. And I had to live with a face. For a lady, it takes a toll on you. Because at that time, God has given me another job as well, known as this. So I was tasked to do this at my job, to take pictures. This is work related, not passion. And at that time, I don't even know how to hold a camera. Now I just hold in single hand. So I've come a long way. Thank you. And what has happened is that as I was going through my disease day by day, I photographed myself, see the disease stages one by one. And thereafter I realized my photography skills, in fact, was getting better day by day. So as I was going through the disease process myself and earning back what I've lost, the photography skills, I went from one platform to another platform. I started taking pictures of major events, both in outside my job and inside my job as well. So these gave me confidence. Ladies and gentlemen, I think image is always been there. We are often judged. But however, you must also realize one thing. This kept me going on because I had a momentary click. We call it mindfulness, we call it whatever may be, that keeps away from the hustle and bustle of life. This keeps me going on. This makes me happy. But now, ladies and gentlemen, now the truth is, you do have something in your pocket that makes you happy. That's your smartphones, and you can get kicked away when life becomes tough on you. So when I get stressed out, what I do, I take out my smartphone and I start kicking away. I kick away roses and nature, why even flying aeroplanes as well to de-stress. Because I find that comfort. And I find that mindful for me. To find something where you are happy. Because the sun does rise the next day. There is still hope the next day. So find something happy. I mean, we all get sad. Of course, we are emotional people. But find something that gives you the release. I find solace in this. And I'm happy to give people memories when they ask for it. So in a way, I recover as well slowly. But some may not have a voice to tell their story. So find something that makes you happy. This makes me happy. Although I don't carry this anymore, but I think this is worthy every click of it, and that's what makes my mind tick. I'm not sure about the rest though, but happy clicking away. Thank you.
Take a photograph. Let's be click there. Take a photograph. Click your audience. Since you love it.
Introduce the Vivian, and she's here. And today,
where do you find her?
Our team found her.
In the toilet?
No. Today, Vivian is going to share a heartwarming story with her of her father. And ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Vivian.
Testing 1, 2. Good afternoon, everyone, to the guests of honor, to the organizing chair, and all the beloved friends here. Well, whether this story is going to be heartwarming or not, I just hope that this is the story that will help you to understand more about my father. And that's my sole purpose today. I want to take this chance to
to pay a tribute to my father. My father, his name was Leong Yok Kiong. We are from Malaysia, KL. They are Cantonese. Let me tell you a story about what I felt about my father. Okay, class, now please tell me, what does your father do? Ernest, what does your father do?
My father have to give birth to me.
Very good answer. How about what is your occupation of your father?
Well, my father is a businessman.
Why, businessman. Teacher, what does your father do? What is he working as? Okay, Leong Hui Kwan. Well, my name is Leong Hui Kwan, just to share with you. So Leong Hui Kwan, what does your father do? I'm not sure. What? You have no idea what does your father do? Ha ha ha. I heard everyone was laughing at me. My teacher was also laughing at me. How can you don't know what your father is doing? What is your father's occupation? I told her I have no idea. So then she asked me, is he working in the office? Is he a accountant, a lawyer, a doctor? Oh, my father, he builds house. Okay, so your father is I think your father is a contractor. Okay, sure, my father is a contractor. That was one of the memories of what I thought about my father. To me, I find that I have very complicated relationship or very conflicting feelings about my father. When I was young, my parents, they used to argue a lot, or in fact it was my father who was a very violent man. He used to be very violent to my mother. He used to beat my mother almost every night. When he was younger, he was a gambler, and he drank a lot. So I saw a lot of violence at home since young, since I was 5 years old, 6 years old. And I remember there was one time my mom, she was sitting at the corner. She was locked outside of the house, and she was crying for her. She was crying for me to unlock the door and let her in. That memory, I will find that it's very traumatic. So now, I realize that the experience or the image of that woman is still with me. So can you imagine my feelings towards my father? I think I hate my father because of how he treated my mom. And then when I was 9 years old, I had an illness. I had a brain tumor, and that's when my life changed. My family got donations for me to have surgeries in Taiwan, and my father was the one who went all the way to get donations for everyone, from the relatives, from the friends. And my father went to Taiwan with me to have surgery. It was a major surgery. During those times, I thought my father, he was the one that, he was there for me. He was with me when I was lying on the bed. I was only 9 years old. So you can imagine, or if you have anyone that's gone through this kind of surgery, big operations, you will know that the kind of suffering, the kind of heart pain that a parent will suffer. And lastly, another thing that I remember about my father, though there were all these stories, I hated my father, I loved my father so much, but I always remember that my father used to be a very humorous person, and he was very fashionable. So he's just like me, very fashionable, or I was just like him, like father, like daughter. If you want to know how he looks like, or how he looked like, I know that my father passed away in December last year. He was 69 years old. At that point of time, he had bipolar disorder, he had dementia, he had eczema, he had diabetes, he had a lot of illnesses. It was also a very sad passing because he went missing, and then in the end we found him and he was hospitalized, but 1 week later he passed away. Today I want to tell my father that I still don't really know him, if he's watching me now. And why is that so? That's because I realized that I didn't spend a lot of time with him. I came to Singapore in 2001. So for the last 20 years, I have not been living with him. I only met him, I only visited him whenever I went back to KL. My friends, if you are a daughter, please spend time with your loved ones. I never knew I loved my father that much until he passed away. Please just show a gesture, call him, or do something for him, meaning bring him out for lunch, for dinner. Do something special like make a cup of coffee or tea for him. And those are the things that I felt I should have done more when he was alive. And to the fathers, I want to tell you that please also share your life with your daughters, your children. Please tell us more about yourself. Tell us what you like to eat, what you like to do when you were younger, or what was your story when you were younger. I'm not sure all of us here how comfortable your relationship is with your father, but if there's a chance, father and daughters, it is a very precious relationship. You only have one lifetime to have this relationship. So if you are having a good relationship, be thankful and cherish it. If you don't, I think it's time to mend your relationship with your parents. So, when he passed away, did I see him the last time? Did I manage to go back to KL to see him? Yes, I did. But I was rushing back to Singapore. Then I just went to see him one day, and I quickly came back to start working. That was my biggest regret. Though you may think there's nothing much you can do. It's a destiny. But I think there's a lot more that we can do. I hope to take this chance again to let everyone know World Speech Day is not just for professional speakers to tell their expertise, to tell their well-rehearsed, well-written stories, but it is for everyone just like you to share your story with all of us. We want to hear your beautiful stories. Someone asked me just now, do you have any tip when you come out here late? When I come out here later, what should I do so that I don't feel so nervous? Personally, I find that we are here to share our story. We have a message. Don't worry too much of the expectations by others. I don't care what you're going to think of me after I step down from here later. But I want you to know that today I am brave enough to stand here to talk to you about my father. A topic that not many people will think, oh, can I talk about my father, my daughter, my pet, my dog? Yes, why not? World Speech Day is all about empowering yourself to tell your stories. As simple as that. So I hope next year, all of us, I'm going to definitely join again next year to come out here to speak again. And I don't care whether my vocab is good, my body gesture is good. I don't care. But I don't care how I look though.
You look good. You look gorgeous.
So I don't care what your expectations is for me. But what I care is, I want to encourage you, I want to urge you, do something in your life. Tell stories that is in your heart that you have not told anyone. I have not told anyone about my father. Yeah. So that will be all. So I'm looking forward to see you guys next year.
Thank you, Vivian.
We love Vivian.
We love Vivian. I think we all have to spend more time with our parents, and I also don't spend a lot of time with my father, but I do love him when he told me, hey honey, you do have a credit card. But that was many years ago, but still I love him. Our next speaker will share with us how she led a wonderful life through coaching and trip giving. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome Rafia Sultana.
Hello everyone. Okay. So when was the last time you did something even though you had this fear of failure and you were not fully prepared to do that? But later you realized that you did much better than what you expected that you would do. Anyone? Yesterday, good. So you can think of it, please help yourself to write this down. If you have a pen or paper, or if you have a smartphone, please write it down. When was the last time you took such risk to do something even though you had a fear of failure and even though you felt like you were not prepared? There is a beautiful proverb, Chinese proverb, that says there are only two kinds of people who are perfect. Any guesses? I like that. So, one, as per that proverb, one, those who are already dead, and those who are not being born yet. And this was the proverb I think it's back in 2017. I was scrolling through my phone screen. We like that, right? Whenever we find time, like that's what I've been doing. In 2017, I saw this proverb, and next to that proverb, I saw the ad of World Speech Day in Facebook when they posted that it is going to be here, and if anyone are interested, they can come and join to speak. I was so inspired by that proverb that I decided to go and enroll myself to speak on stage. Same day, same stage, March 15, 2015. And I decided to speak on journey into life. At that time, I was in the phase of my life where I was in the journey of my self-discovery. And I was so happy to share the joy, how I found my purpose and how it is helping me to find a direction in my life. But I was not a professional speaker. I don't fall into the category of anything that makes me feel that I am a speaker, I am confident, I have all the skills that someone to be on stage, because I spoke before, but I was not a professional speaker. There was a procrastination, but I was so inspired by this proverb, and I decided to go and speak on stage, and I spoke. Fast forward 2 years, 2019, March 15, today again I'm speaking to share my journey from self-discovery to self-mastery and few lessons which helped me to live a purposeful life and add a meaning to my life and add value to others' life. Today I want to share with you one of the acronyms that I created using the lessons that I learned through my journey from self-discovery to self-mastery. And the acronym that I created is SMILE, SMILE. We all like to smile, right? Yes. So, why we like to smile? Whenever we smile, we feel happy. And in scientific terms, it says like when we change our psychology, when we change our physiology, it changes our psychology. Even though you're not in so good mood, the moment you smile, it changes your psychology, physiology, and you feel good. May I invite all of you to just smile for a second? I love that. How do you feel about it? I know that you are feeling a bit sleepy, tired or whatever, but this gesture, is it giving you joy and happiness or you still feel tired? It is changing you. Yeah, it is changing. So anyhow, that was the advantage of smiling always, and the acronym that I created is S. Surround yourself with positive and like-minded people who are always there to inspire to move forward and help you to stay positive, and also are doing something which you want to do. And learn continuously. And after you learn, share with the people. Next letter is, can someone help me with the spelling of smile after S? M, thank you. M is mentor. Have a mentor in your life who has been there and done that. It will definitely save your time to find with more clarity, and find your path of living a purposeful life. Because before living a purposeful life, we need a clarity. What is our purpose? Then we can work on it. Next letter is wonderful. I. Invest in yourself. Invest your energy, invest your time. If it is needed, invest your money also. You will realize what this particular investment can bring you to the point where your life might be in a totally different direction. We spend a lot sometimes for things like shopping or vacations, but if we can save that money and invest in something which is more meaningful and which can add some more value to your skills, please don't hesitate. Next letter is F. Good. Look at the bigger picture. As we all know, the road to the success is always not straight. We will find some bumps and humps and we need to go through it. So that was the point. It is very important for us to get hold of us and what to do. So when you look at the bigger picture, once you find that this is my purpose of my life, if you want to save your time, you can I think, am I boring you? No. Thank God. So, the easiest way, whenever you feel low and you feel that I'm tired now, I want to give up, I can't take it anymore. Just look at the bigger picture. What is your purpose? When exactly you started? Why you want to do? You came this far not to give up. The moment you look at the bigger picture, all the pains will become your learning lessons. Embrace them and move forward. So the next letter is wonderful. E. E is exercise. Physical and mental exercise. Why we need to exercise? When we take care of our physical health, it will take care of our mental health and it will in turn take care of our lives. We think that it is not so important, but it does help you to stay focused in whatever you're doing and move forward. So this was the acronym that I created, FMILE, which may help you to get some clarity and find your purpose. Your perfection cannot be your destination, but being better than yesterday can bring you to the beautiful journey of learning, which will eventually lead you to finding your purpose. We are much bigger than our social identity, we are much bigger than our financial status, and our purpose is much bigger than that. So I feel, as Pablo Picasso says, the meaning of our life is to find your gift, and the purpose of your life is to give it away. Share, find your gift, own it, and when the time comes, when you feel that you're ready, just give it away. That's the meaning of our life, and that's the meaning of my life I have been living in. That's how I found my purpose, that my purpose of life is to contribute to the underprivileged education. The moment I realized few years back that this is my purpose, I have done each and every action and each and every effort to make myself completely prepared to live that purposeful life, where I can feel proud of myself that I added something. And so finally I want to conclude this speech with a saying, please leave your legacy, but not your dreams. Perfection is not important, but your purpose is what gives value to your life. So, purpose is much bigger than perfection. Thank you so much for all of you for being here and listening to me, and thank you our organizing team of World Speech Day for giving me this opportunity consistently from past 3 years, 2017, 2018 and 2019 again. 2019, 20 again I may come. Because even though I was not perfect when I started to speak here, but I had a message and I wanted to share with you. Thank you so much.
World Speech Day is a platform for all the voices that need to be heard. Our next speaker is the youngest this year, at the age of 12. He's passionate about writing, especially for fictions, and loves to discuss the issues that facing the world to make it a better world. Ladies and gentlemen, our next speaker, Arupya Gupta, a student from Newtown Primary School. Big round of applause, everybody.
Thank you for the introduction. Okay. Hello everyone, and a beautiful, energetic afternoon to you all. I mean, it is afternoon and generally a tough time of the day to try and sit through my speech session, but I will try and give you all great value. My name is Arupya Gupta. It's okay, you can hold your applause now. I certainly feel like I'm one of the 21st century's bravehearts. Yeah, make no mistake there. The order of the day is to be brave and courageous and use your courage wisely for yourself and for others around you. And any kids in here, well, hear from me to you. The future bravehearts, or might I say, lion hearts, it's a jungle out there, no pun intended. And we need all the goodies from our pocket to get through it all. So as we get started, can I have a yay? Yay! Awesome. Let's do it. So the reason I'm here today is to share with you how I was bullied and found a way to deal with it. Okay? And how you too can overcome anything or any challenge you're facing, because there is always a way out. The trick is not to panic and not to give room to negative thoughts, as they only bring you down, and that's when the mind shuts off and gives up. Looking back to when I was a young kid, about 8 or 9, I'll get frustrated anytime I saw my mom and dad getting ready to go out. Not that it was often, but even then I'd be like, oh no, not again. They couldn't understand my anxiety, because till then, I never shared it. I was constantly worried how I'd manage my fears of these bullies, and well, soon enough I decided to share it with my mom, who helped me think and rethink, and I had some aha moments. One, I discovered my creative abilities to find ways to avoid the bullies. Woohoo! Secondly, I had discovered my hobbies. So, the playground at my condo was basically a playground for my brother, but it had become a battleground for me. Some kids were really quite nasty for no reason, and the gang leaders were girls. And to top it off, bullies. Obnoxious combination. 13-year-old girl bullies. I mean, what's a guy got to do? Don't get me wrong, I think girls can be awesome, but not when they're bullying me. It's just not fun. I had a few great comebacks, but clearly I was no match for them. Well, my mom said not to react, instead to switch the situation and try to distract them. So I'd ask them about a movie they'd seen or about their dog, and for me it slowly worked. They got bored. And that's a dream I have now, to inspire other kids to stand strong. I can write, I can speak, and I can create music. So I'll always find a way to encourage other kids to be the best they can be, to have the courage to stand up for themselves, even to find a passion even when they're feeling down. Not all bullies intend to be mean. Sometimes it's just meaningless fun. Of course, that isn't saying that what they're trying to do is not wrong. I'm just saying that you can help them by encouraging them to do the right thing, and in the process, influencing others to follow suit. The problem is, the bullies become bullies, and the bullies become bullies themselves, making it a never-ending cycle of hate. For me, the challenge is bullies. For you, it could be something different, but all challenges have a solution. And that brings me to the important point. Why did I call it my pocket? I'm not sure, but I'm glad it worked out. And I want each and every one of you to leave it with this is your pocket too. They're available 24/7, and when you're stuck, pause and reach into your pocket and use what you need. Our pocket is different to each of us, to you, and me, but generally speaking, since our goals are pretty much the same, for example, have fun, study a bit, and play loads with friends, be good and enjoy life, and so on, but definitely to get better and rise from where you are now. And surprisingly, the life pocket can hold many things. And it's not a pocket in the clothes you're wearing, it's the imaginary pocket of a friend. That one can actually hold a lot. There are some of the 9 of those that I figured out and chose to always have in my life pocket. There's strength, courage, resilience to bounce back, self-confidence, and humor, trust me, this is much needed at times, wisdom, as my mom calls it, or intelligence as I see it, and respect and humility, forgiveness, and the determination to never give up. There are a few more, of course, which is no confrontation and never giving. And I want other kids to feel the way I do. To feel good and I feel confident. But how? With a positive mind, you'll either find a way around the problem, or you will wear your courage and determination and walk right through the problem and walk to your victory in style. Really have no doubt about that. And remember, the hardest battles go to the toughest soldiers. And yes, tough times never last, but tough people do. However, as my mom puts it, you've got to keep a good attitude even through a bad situation. Okay, another thing, there are 2 rules in our house. 1, if you have nothing nice to say, then don't say anything at all. 2, no complaints, only solutions. Though sometimes my brother can break them both. And to all the young bravehearts here, and of course I don't need to be rude to the older bravehearts too, here's what I would say we must add to our pockets. In your homes and in your schools and your office, if any of you go to your office, that you must learn to speak up, express your dreams and your ideas, without fear of being scolded or ridiculed, but do so with utmost respect. If you want your arguments and viewpoints to be heard, then you must have patience and a good attitude. Always a good attitude. Then you'll be able to represent yourself better with anyone and in any situation. That's the first step to it, by changing our own behavior. I did it and so can you. If you have a dream, protect it. Play hard and work hard. And never give up. It will happen. In closing, I went for my first adventure camp last year and know this is one of my mom's instructions. In case of any problems, don't call her. Just dig into your pocket and a solution will come to you. Of course, as a disclaimer here, if you really need to talk to someone, please always reach out, as I decided to do to my friends. So, to make the rest of this year brilliant, what do we need to do? Simple. Carry your life pocket, use it well, and shine away. Each one of us. Come on, bravehearts, let's give a knockout punch to negativity. Let this year be a triple B year. Bold, bright, and brilliant. A pocket full of brilliant ideas, brilliant attitude, and brilliant victories. Thank you for listening. I'm sure that you all agree that all great things come in small packages, as I do. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arisha. I wish I met you when I was young, or I wish I'm as young as you. Our next speaker is going to share a very fresh perspective on how men and women can work together to further the social causes for women. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together to welcome Arisha Kannan.
The world today as it stands, what do you think of the world? What comes to your mind when you think of the world in all its glory? Is it mistrust? It's the 4th industrial revolution. It's a lot going on, a lot of noise, abundance, and of course, disparity, inequality. For me, what really stood out was the inequality, and in the time and space of so much abundance, there is so much for everyone in the world, yet some have it and some don't. The reasoning behind it, we do not really understand how it's come out. What's the phenomenon around it? Is it because of lack of understanding that everybody must have equal? Is it because lack of understanding that discrimination is not the way to go? But nevertheless, that's the state of affairs today. And that's why I'm speaking. Regards gender. Back in the day, as civilization probably started, we judged and kind of decided who gets how much of what. But eventually, as the world has evolved, we kind of stayed back, and the who is questioning and wanting change for more. In this regard, I talk about the women on the one side and the men on the one side, which is half the population, which feels we do not have equal rights, or equal in many respects. In different parts of the world, of course, it's different. But where does this reasoning of phenomena come from, which brings about the inequality? Is it the might is right? One sex is stronger than the other? One race is superior to the other? Or that one gender is tougher, more knowledgeable, more powerful, and thus more deserving than the other? And as I start to write out this for today, two things came to mind, which I feel as in today's time there's a lot of noise around it, and men really don't get it, or they have a bit of a thing which it's a kind of dread, they don't hold back. So one is gender, feminism, and empowerment. It's kind of lost in translation, especially for the men. And the second is the women. What's in it for men? All this talk about women wanting more, women wanting a change, and women wanting to make an impact through their contribution. So if there was a way for lesser frustrations and strife in the world, as is being said, equal opportunities and equal say, and that all people and their opinions matter, would be the way to go. But it isn't so. At least not everywhere about everything. I'm mom to twin boys, one of them just spoke right now, that have just turned 12, and I see the borderline confusion in them regards girls, and how friends, etc., talk about girls compared to what is being messaged, the messaging from school regards equality and respect. And I personally see a lot of misunderstanding, at least on grassroots level. And the reason that it seems to be so is there's not the correct or the way that the communication should be behind these issues. There's a lot of lack of clarity between the issues that we face now on grassroots level. And two questions come to mind over here: the what and the why. Why is probably when you've understood what it is that we're talking about. So what is feminism? What is empowerment, inequality, and why always talk about gender and the balance around it? What's the deal here? Does it take away men's rights? Does it make them feel less superior? Does it lower their importance? It's not about breeding new hate and distrust among men, and it's not to make them feel worse, or that you're encroaching on their space enough for everybody. The noise is about balance. Our own scales must hold equal weight, and our kids really must have equal weights, whether boys or girls. And women today really do wish to be included and validated in all important decision-making conversations. Everyone's achievements must be celebrated equally, safe and open workspaces. And yes, it is for women, but it's not at the cost of men. So it's not men feeling like their space is being taken over by angry, demanding women who hate men. That's not the case. Your confidence must come from the fact that the woman beside you, by your side, and not behind you. If that is something that you can relate to, maybe it's a beginning point of awareness. Because it's team strength and it's team spirit. That's gender equality, having men part of the conversation where women come up together. But of course, it takes courage to stand up and speak about these things as women are. I think it takes even more courage for men to sit back and listen with an open mind. And that's where we must appreciate and acknowledge the men supporting and championing women's causes, especially when it's so loud that you get confused what the noise is all about, whether it's gender empowerment and feminism. But why all the noise is the second question. Is it because women really don't think that they're up to the mark and have that enough contribution? It certainly is. Like I said, they want to be able to contribute in every sphere possible and have the opportunity available to them, which is equally available to men in every sphere possible. And as I was speaking to a friend of mine, it was my aha moment where I realized that, as he said, you know, Arishta, that leadership roles, women only want to get in there is to show men down. And it's not really because they actually want to. And I was like, are you serious? Do you really believe that? That these leadership roles, women want to become a CEO or a senior exec and all? No, he said it's not because they're really good at it. It's because they want to show men down and they want to prove their power. Well, that was very, it kind of brought up something very unique inside me. I couldn't understand from where he was coming from. So he really believes, and I suppose he's echoing a lot of other men when they say that. And that's why probably more and more men that understand are in positions of power and others that understand are at a grassroots level must join the conversation and lend their voice to the fact that we really must have it equal. It's a no-brainer here because it's the era where it's not you versus me, it's you and me. It's an era of us together. And the combined values come together as collaboration. It's not a competition anymore. We lose when there's competition. It's joint strength when it's collaboration and partnership. So a balanced world, all genders, all races, and all issues. Well, it seems to be still some time before we actually get there. But the voices are getting louder and clearer, stronger, and pretty much it seems like a very relentless, gigantic, simultaneous awakening of the women which is happening. Because, of course, women do realize that it's a clear half of the population, and that's half the human resource on the planet, untapped, is just beginning to open up and come to the workplace and so on and so forth in decision-making areas, as you can see. Singapore, of course, is right up there when we talk about it. There's lots of places in the world which it really hasn't happened. But each time a woman stands up and speaks for herself, she stands up for all women. And because she stands up for a change, the change impacts not just women, it also impacts the men, and for the better, the families and the societies, communities. When you come together, there's no creativity, there's no balance of emotion, because both genders bring different things on the platter, right? And of course, to think that so many of these privileges back in the day, which are the norm now, but they were privileges back then. And when we talk of noise, as I was saying to a friend of mine last night, and I was telling him, he said, it's just enough, like, enough already, what's all this International Women's Day? This is just ridiculous, 25 events in one day, and surely so. But the point is, because there was noise created about 6 to 7 years ago, you and I can vote, right? Women can vote. Because there was noise created for another thing, women can actually own property in their names. I can take out a loan if I want to, in my name. I don't have to depend on my brother or my father. So these have all happened, these changes have happened because noise was created at some point and people spoke about it. It took years, especially for the voting to happen. But so on, it's moving. So the noise is actually not useless. But with men coming on board, there's validation and a new shift as we've seen in the last 2 or 3 years. A lot of men are lending their voices. There's a positive connotation to the whole movement. And he has come together simultaneously in all walks of life. There's obviously somebody or the other who's talking about it. And there's more awareness, people are getting sensitized. A lot of them, of course, do not get it still, and I face those conversations almost every day. It's not the crazy, the bra-burning feminism that we hate men. It's not that anymore. What it was at one time because of frustration and sheer things of what they're going through. It's more of asking their support that bring us up together. And there's lots of, I really appreciate the men out there who are standing up for their wives and their daughters, moms, and so on. And that's the change that we can see now. But like every change in question, the demand is huge in nature. And it takes time for a social change to come through. That's why we're hearing it a lot more, a lot longer. And that's my request for this Factors Day, to try and encourage the men to become aware of the causes. I mean, take a pledge, not really of putting the numbers out there, we have 50%, but understand why the women really want to be involved in decision making. Why do the women want collaboration on certain issues? Because they have opinions and ideas. Why do all male panels not have an opening where they allow some women speakers to come in and so on? So bits and pieces are changing, but it needs a lot more. And men coming on board because they understand it. They feel that the cause is real and the time and the need of the hour, right, today. It will be really, really a new beginning if going forward, like it has in the last 2 years. A lot of men are speaking up and taking pledges to not endorse certain behaviors and attitudes from their other male colleagues and friends towards women. That's a good step. And the reason I actually decided for Transformers Back to the Future, which is my kids chose the name, is because I think we all in every capacity are transformers for social change. You do not really need this big, I think it needs to be Oprah out there and all that. In your own capacity, transform whatever you can. Starting yourself, make yourself aware of what the issues are. Make yourself aware of why the issues are there and what is the fire. Is it real, is it not? Or is it not enough? And Back to the Future is what I see it in the last 200 years. We're back creating noise, creating ripples for a future that I really hope will be very, very bright and beautiful. Thank you.
Now can I invite all the speakers this afternoon on the stage? Can I have a Dr. Anas Chan? Please come on the stage for the certificate.
Okay.
But first, we would like to thank Lucius Tan. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you very much. Wonderful. Really a wonderful speech.
Do you dream? I am sure you do. As what people say, my friend, unless first a dream. This will help you to the officer of success. To dream anything you want to dream. That is the beauty of the human mind. To do anything you think to do. The threat of the human will. To test yourself, to test your limits. That is the courage to succeed. Ladies and gentlemen, as you do dream big.
Thank you very much, Lucius. Next, may I have Adeline Lee. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Next, Vicky Su. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Next Minister
Miss Vivian Leon. Thank you very much. Lovely story.
Very curious daughter. Remember the father very well.
Thank you all for listening to my story and also our stories. And can you all do me a favor now? I would like to pay a tribute to my father. Let's all give him a loud round of applause. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. Next, may I have Brother Lakshmi.
She's one lady who's going to change the world when she starts out speaking. Am I right?
Yes. Thank you very much. Thank you. May I have Rafia Sultana. Thank you very much for joining what she said.
She's the beauty queen, hail from India, and come to Singapore to tell you the beauty of the world. Yeah.
Thank you. May I invite Arokia Gupta, our youngest speaker this year, 12 years old, a student from Newtown Primary School. Well done. Thank you.
The boy who's going to grow up to be the world citizen. Am I right? Yes, louder.
Last but not least, Miss Arishta Khanna, who's also the mother of Arokia Gupta. Thank you very much.
Mother is why you know, like mother, like son, like mother. All right?
Thank you very much.
Now we have a group photo all together. Come. Can you take on now? Can you take on?
You are talking and let's go ahead. Okay. Come together. Come on. Move forward. Move forward. Everybody move forward. Okay. Don't move. Stay behind. Hail to the world. Cheers.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Well done. Thank you very much. Next, we'll have the panel discussion of A Virtue for the World. May I invite the panelists, Arun Sharma, Ernest, and Annie. Oh, sorry, Mr. Dancing. Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause to Dancing Annie and Dr. Ernest Chan.
No, Dr. Ernest.
Sorry. I apologize. A big round of applause to Mr. Dancing, Arun Sharma, and Annie.
Okay, Arun the center lah. Arun the center. Yeah.
Clip on mic. Hey, no, let them clip on mic. Clip on mic. Clip on mic. No, no.
Later you handle. People say they want to talk.
Hello? Hello?
Okay. Audience mic.
Right now? Yeah, you're live now.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you all for coming here tonight. As you can see, we're having a little bit of technical difficulty here. I'm sure you all understand. We've all gone through the phases of television, videos, DVDs, but it never worked as we wanted to. And for some reason, it's going to be more technology. And I don't think I really need it. Can you hear me in the back? Yeah! I need a microphone. No! I don't need a microphone. But this gentleman does. So if you just give us a moment of your patience and your dear time, we'll be with you and we'll have this up and running before you know it. Are you ready?
Yes, we are.
There you go. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very good evening to each one of you. Is it still up?
Yes.
Really? To my left, you know this person, but still, I should introduce you to him. Chuban Singh, a Rotarian, a Toastmaster, and he's into voluntary work. He's contributed a lot to society, and we shall discuss about that a little later. To my right is Annie Chan. She is a woman of substance. She is into events management, and she's also a president of International Women's Federation of Commerce and Industry. And I'm Arun. I just became a Rotarian yesterday. So probably I'm the youngest Rotarian here. Anyway, let's begin the discussion. And before we start, may I just remind you all that we are merely a face of the discussion, but every one of you must participate. Express your views, articulate yourself, and be very forthright and very frank. So we expect you all to participate. You can speak for 30 seconds and at max 1 minute. And we all know the theme, which is mentioned behind me. Be the change you want to see in this world. This is a quotation by Mahatma Gandhi. When I was young, I wanted to change the world. But then, when I got wisdom, then I realized that I need to change myself. May I start with Chuban Singh? That what would you like to change? Yourself or to the world? Or how would you like the change to happen?
Okay, I just basically
Hi, everybody. I just like to begin by setting the scene, because when we talk about United Nations, we started with the Trinity. In the year the millennium started, they have a wonderful goal of making the world a better place. And that's really what we are talking about, making the world a better place. It took a while, and then in 2015, they started to talk about the new goals that they have, and there are basically 17 of them. One of the most important things that they are talking about is tackling poverty at its roots. And there are, as I said, 17 of them. To me, what can make a world a better place, from my very perspective, is really about education. If we can do enough education and people get properly trained, then what will happen is that I think poverty and a lot of other things will be eradicated. Annie, do you agree with Bhan Singh when he talks about education being the most important goal? Whereas in the UN Charter it says poverty and hunger and all that being number 1 and 2.
Hi everyone, my name is Annie, and incidentally I'm also a Rotarian. Okay, yes, actually I do agree with what Bhan Singh said. I think education is very important because it's a very core of education that let us know what is important. So yes, although the United Nations listed no poverty, zero hunger as one of the top 2 important goals to achieve, but education should still be the base foundation. If you don't understand why should you be doing it, no one is going to do it. And I think for my own self, I agree education is important, and my own other area of interest is actually in terms of peace and harmony. I enjoy knowing people of different races and culture and ethnicity, because I feel that we are one as one world. So with that understanding, it's a lot easier to move things around, because if we believe that we are one world, one nation, and then that's where the education comes in, we would then be able to bring the world one step closer to the goal that the United Nations has set for us.
Okay, anybody in the audience feels otherwise or feels that something needs to be substantiated? Anybody wants the mic, just put up your hand. Somebody will put up. Yes, sir. Can you give a mic to this gentleman in the front row?
Hello.
Our theme is change.
Hello. Oh yes. Okay.
Okay, concerning education, I would like a response from the panel. Education to me consists of 2 essential parts. One part is about knowledge, technique, and so forth. And the other part is about character. My view is that there is very little empathy, very insufficient empathy in terms of the character part in education, both internationally and in the local context. I would like to hear your response.
I agree with you, sir, that school education is more about getting jobs and less about character building. It does not necessarily make you a better human being. What's your take on this?
I think when we talk about United Nations goals, when we talk about education, we talk about literacy, the ability to know how to read and how to write. And when we are able to do that, then what happens is that we will be able to read books and to understand a little bit more, and then to do education. In my earlier talk, I talked about character building, if you remember. Character building can only happen when you get involved in voluntary work, because that's how you you actually build up character. You step out of your comfort zone and you can make a difference.
If you can't find a good friend, become one. So we are talking about be the change you want to see in the world. So how do I change and which impacts the world?
Actually, following on to what Bansi has said about education, yes, I think learning about literacy and knowledge is important. But if you were to ask me, for me, I think the education where character building is can actually start from home. From as young as a kid, it's how we as parents or we as an adult, we inculcate that value of character building to them. So even as young as a child of like maybe 4 or 5, whereby they do understand concept, it's good to start the education process. So when they go into the school, they would also have a better understanding that, okay, it is important to learn to read and write because that will still serve your base foundation. So I think it has to go hand in hand. What has to happen at home and what has to happen at the education institution will both play a part.
Thank you. But internet has a lot of influence. So whatever is taught at home gets diluted over the internet. That is what I feel. But anyway, anybody from the audience would yes, sir, over there.
Hello. It's me. My name is Ram. Thank you for the wonderful conversation to discuss the big change you wish to see in the world. Actually, now the discrimination between the First Nation to the emerging nation, there are a lot of differences between the culture, humanity, or infrastructure, or money-wise. So, how we can able to protect the human values as well as the need for seeing the world like one world having the global citizens kind of perspective. Because we need to focus beyond the race, beyond the country, or beyond the border. How do we make it bigger? So the Rotary Club looking the world as one. So how we can able to manipulate in that kind of perspective?
Okay. This objective is very idealistic. No border, no races, no country. Sounds very good, but then it is too idealistic to happen. But yes, somewhat can be done, and UN has been trying to do that. But still there is a lot of discrimination. There is a lot of gap between the rich and the poor. There is a lot of gap between the haves and the have-nots. So, would you like to address to that? How do we mitigate the differences?
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes, I think to really achieve that, no border and the one world, one nation concept, in a way, yes, it's idealistic, but I think it can start from one person. It can start from me, it can start from you. I think the important thing is that do we believe that it can be done? I think if we believe it can be done, that's where it starts from one of us. Like what the message say, how we want the world to be is how to be the change we wish to see in the world. So if we want to see that borderless nation, that's where we need to take that first step. And like I said, for me personally, I enjoy meeting people of different race and language. I don't know why, maybe from young, that has really been inculcated in me that we are all the same, regardless of our colors or our religion. So, so I believe that, yes, maybe one day it will happen. Whether you have 30, I don't know. But I think at least there is a goal there that one day we can achieve that, because once we can achieve that one world, one nation, I think that's where we can probably say that peace would really be within our reach.
And he's very optimistic. Yes, sir, you want me to say something?
I'm Eric Yeo, and for me, I just want to immediately move into the subject on education that you mentioned. Now, I'm going back to be a better man. I want to congratulate the organizer of World Speech Day. Now, why I say that I'm going back to be a better man, a more inspired man, more encouraged. You see, the world is too big for me. But I believe with the speakers
You know, even just now, I asked them for their handphone number because I'm going to write to them. You see, they have changed my life, you know, today. And if they have changed my life today, I can, in my own very small way, change the life of the people near me. Now, be a change you wish to see in the world, that is quite big for me. I mean personally. But when I heard their passion, when I heard, you know, they illustrated even their parents and things like that, you know, character and their even leaders. I heard them saying things like, thank God. You know? I think I'm impacted and I want to change the people nearer to me.
Okay,
I
thank you, sir.
begin there. Thank you very much. And for organizing World Peace Day like this. I never know that it turns out to be like that, you know.
Okay, sir, thank you. I mean, how do you influence the world? How do you change the world? How do you change yourself? Would anybody like to contribute on this?
Good afternoon. My name is Edmund. I'd like to ask the panel a very simple question. How does education change a person's life, especially in our fast, stressed Singapore world? Don't talk about any other country first. Talk about our local context. Because how can you give us some advices on how education can really change Singaporean, the 5K culture? Kiasu, Kiasi, Kiabo, Kiasenku.
All the tough questions are taken by class.
I want to move away from education as what United Nations talk about. Because United Nations, when they talk about education, it talks about literacy, meaning the ability to read and write. And that's a very, very important issue that one has to focus on. You see, 30 years ago in China, there are only about less than 10% who can read and write because of the very complicated Chinese character. When they changed it to simplified Mandarin and the use of Hanping, now almost 90% of the population can read and write. That's talking about literacy skill, different from education per se. Education, in my mind, is not just to read and write. That's just the beginning. Education, to me, is about character building. Right? And you can only do that through a process of time. We talk about the fact that, society cannot change us. We must change ourselves. And if I decide to change, then I actually get the education from the environment, and from the environment, I influence one after another in a ripple effect.
I remember one incident about India. About 30, 45 years ago, people in bank account, they used to put thumb impressions in India. So then government of India decided and asked the banks that why don't you take a campaign where everybody start signing, and banks were giving them cash incentive if they could replace the thumb impression card with the signature card. So they were incentivized by the banks that you change the card. So some campaigns can be taken wherein such literacy moves can happen. Anybody else would like to contribute on this? Yes, sir.
Hello, I'm Nagarajan. The good point what you are highlighting is, again, the technology is one of the influence factor what we have to consider, because when you want to change, you have to change the society. First of all, you have to educate yourself first, and who other person knows something, you have to tell the world, okay, these are things happening. Because we suppose not think, okay, I'm not part of this world and we want to isolate it. We are in the same society. We have to understand what are the technologies changing. That's why even the government is telling a lot of things, even the world is telling a lot of stuff. But we have to understand the core value. It's an individual. Even we are telling that all the new rules are coming up. It's meant for each and every individual. When we change, then when we can able to the society will change, the world will change. And if you think always yourself, it's like, okay, it's my world, my house, my education, my kids. If you started saying my, that definitely it's going to be spoiled. The whole relationship. After that, you also think my family is different, and my family is different. That's all. You have to change your personality there. That means you have to see you are part of the society. It starts with the home. That is my thought.
Thank you very much. So I agree with you when you say technology plays a major role in creating a change. Anybody else would like to contribute?
Can I say something?
Yeah.
I think when we talk about changes, everything begins with the individual person. But when we talk about change, directed management, then of course it comes from the states, right? And the states basically direct where the people want to go. But if I decide not to change, the state cannot do anything, and everything will remain status quo. That's why when we talk about change, be the change you want to be and what you want to see in the world, it all starts with you, the person who want to change.
Absolutely. Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon. I am Ken Muria. I would like to add to the point that Santa has given now. As an individual, everyone suggests that an individual must change first. Have to change, the change must come from within the person. Then, in the current social and all other perspectives, if we could see, the change should happen from home. The parents should incur the value of how a person has to contribute to the society, being a global citizen, not any individual country citizen, global citizen, how they have to contribute as an individual, as a citizen. And in addition to the parents, the next important center to focus on this is education, school, and the whole system. Of course, these two are very, very important because they are the creators next to God. The parents and the teachers are the creators of the world. So that should change, I feel. Thanks.
Values must be inculcated at home. I totally agree with that. Would you like to add on that?
Yeah, just to give mention to we talk about technology, we talk about education and all the values. I think what's really very important is the very value of the person. We can talk about change, we can talk about, we should be the first change, the first mover to move things, but it must still be in line with the values that I have. The world may say we should be doing this, but if it's not in line with me, I will not be congruent to want to move. And yes, I do agree with the lady, the change and all this education has to start from home. So if my parents don't give me the right idea of how I should behave as a human being, not know whether as a Chinese or as a Singaporean, if I don't get that right value from my parents, I won't be able to pass that even to the people around me. Whether I'm a trainer or whether I'm a business owner, the value I'm going to pass down will be distorted. So yes, I think it has to happen, but sadly, from what I'm looking at right now, parents have to, or family have to play that role. School should play that role. During my school days, if I make a mistake, my teacher can reprimand me, can punish me. But fast forward 30 years later, that no longer can happen. You scold the kid, the next day the parent is at the school principal office demanding, why did you scold my child? I'm not saying that it's not right, but I think we should find out if the child really did something not too correct, then it has to be corrected. So I think the school and the family has to understand where does the school have that authority to implement certain maybe punishment or certain things that they should bring it down to the kid. I mean, if the parents are going to interview everything the school is going to do, then I don't know where it's going to take our next generation.
Thank you, Annie. I agree. But I should say one thing, that for everything you have to take the responsibility. Earlier, I used to often fight with my wife, say that this is not clean, this is not clean. And then one day I changed myself. After hearing a monk in India, I started cleaning up everything. And then no one complains. So I need to change myself. Me versus my son, I need to change. Me versus my wife, I need to change. Me versus society, I need to change. So I need to change first. Then everything else will happen. Yes, anybody else would like to say?
Yes, I do. I'm Zaki from IT College Central, teacher advisor for Rotary Club. I'm an educator, and I'm not a parent, unfortunately, but I do actually have to say something. It's basically, parents, yes, have to inculcate the values. The teachers have to actually push it on, but we forget one important factor: the society. Every one of us have the influence factor to influence our next generation to do responsible taking up their roles as a world citizen. The change must not just only come from the parents or the teachers or the individual, but everyone else. Because if that is not taken up, then no change can happen. That will also actually answer the Jiangsu Jiangxi category. Thank you.
That's collective responsibility we're talking about. Anybody would like to contribute?
Good evening. Good afternoon. My name is Stephen Chun. I'm a bit confused, and I hope my speech is a bit not in order. Yesterday, I heard there's a long queue at driving school. People trying to learn driving, getting the taxi license. Unfortunately, a lot of them is graduate degree holders, neither is graduate degree holders. This is because someone on top says, why get a degree when you cannot find a job? So I'm confused now. Can you enlighten me?
Would you like to do that?
I mean, the reality of life is that if you cannot get a job and you cannot feed yourself, then you must do it. You see, if I can share, and Vicky can of course substantiate this, there are a lot of lawyers in England who are jobless. Right? The reason why they are jobless is because everyone wants to have a nice, wonderful office, and they don't want to dirty themselves. But the promise, they are very, very wealthy. So some of these lawyers decided that they go to a trade school. And when they go to a trade school today, they earn more money than a lawyer, and they have more free time. So the reality of life is, how are you going to feed yourself? In Singapore, there is no such thing as the one where you actually take money. What I just missed my mind. Where you can actually go up and like in Australia, you stand a queue and you get your dough. It's called dough here. That's right. We don't have this system. Singapore government says if you can't feed yourself, you will go and do something. So in England it's different. But though it's not enough because there is a lot of conditions. There are a lot of conditions. So why don't you do a trade skill and then you earn a lot more money and you have a lot more free time?
I would like to add over here. If there's a society where everyone is a job seeker, then who's going to be a job provider? There has to be a job provider. You need Bill Gates, you need Steve Jobs, you need Mark Zuckerberg, you need such people who can employ millions and millions of people. This has to be kept in mind. A society which has more job providers is a better society.
Okay, I think just want to clarify, your confusion is, does a piece of degree guarantee me a job?
No, graduates are retrenched.
Okay. So they become drivers. Okay, I think why they got retrenched, I don't think any one of us can answer that question. Why they got retrenched? I mean, it could be a company's policy.
You have to continuously upgrade your skill. In Singapore, government is spending a lot on that.
Someone on top says, why get a degree when you can find a job?
Anybody else who would like to add something? How do you want to be a part of the change? Sir, let somebody new speak. Somebody who is not spoken. Yes.
I am Richardson. I would like to hear the views of not only the panelists, but also members of the audience. In Singapore, we have 3 million plus Singaporeans, 1 million plus permanent residents, and 1 million plus foreigners, expat holders, work permit holders, tourists. The topic is the change I would like to see, not in the world, but in Singapore itself. It boils down to 3 letters, MAO, M-A-O, as in the turning of multiple. What would I like to see? The mentality, the attitude, and the outlook that we would like to see in our fellow men. By fellow men, I mean men, women, and children. What are your views?
Ms. Nani, would you like to address that?
I think Richard, you want to hear from the audience first? Yeah, please.
Sorry, it's me again. Just to indicate about the education, the degree, why were you retrenched and stuff like that. Please take note, people. In education, the degree, the piece of paper that you get does not get you anywhere other than just to open the door. It is your character that puts you stay in the job. So the one that I just say is about your society and stuff like that. Well, at the end of the day, we do with passion, and that's when we get things done. If we just do it without passion, then where are we?
Okay.
Back in the old age.
Thank you very much. So anybody would like to address to what he raised? What Richard said, would anybody like to clarify, amplify, or contradict also? Stanley?
Hi, my name is Stanley. I've been sitting here listening to this. I was a trained engineer, but my engineering job was probably only spent about a year in engineering. Then I went on to do something else. Because suddenly I realized that my piece of paper on engineering doesn't really think what I wanted to, whether it was not what I want. Because when I decided on engineering, I was very young. Then I went on to international marketing, I went to the corporate world, I spent 20 over years in the corporate world. Then I've come to a certain stage where my health paid a very big price. I was pretty high in Asia. Then take a look at it, no, that's not for me. So I keep reinventing myself. I keep reinventing myself along the way because you have to reinvent yourself because you want to survive in this world. If you stay stagnant, other people are ahead of you. So always reflect upon yourself. We always say start with me, but how many of us really sit down, reflect, what have I done? You know, am I in the right path? What have I done today? What have you done today in the night? Sit back, take a couple of minutes, take a look. Is there anything else I can do better? Can I do better tomorrow? Can I do better next year? You see, when I was traveling in China, years ago, the Chinese are very envious of Singaporean. They say, your Singapore is very fantastic. I really envy you all. You're such a good thing, compared to us. I just simply ask them one question. I say, you, Mr. So-and-so, I just want to ask you one question. I send me a yes or no. When you compare yourself 5 years ago, are you better off today? You say yes. If you compare yourself last year, are you better off this year than last year? Yes. Then you're on the right path. Just continue to be better. You'll get there. So all this talk of starting, change yourself, reflect upon yourself. What you lack, are you still relevant in this world? If you are not relevant, reinvent yourself.
Yes. So you need to top up your skill, you need to upgrade and such like things. And Singapore government has a huge budget for upgrading your skills. Anybody else would like to add something?
I'm Mario Boy, I'm a Rotarian, architect, landscape architect, master planner for families and companies, and also a society. I'm also a community leader in a different way. We can't change the world if we are alone, but we can change the world if all the other leaders know the right direction. I think the problem with leaders is that they are too selfish. They want things for their own country only, and as a result, they are war. But in Singapore, we try to be peaceful, but it's not easy, as you can see. The issues of other things, even about water, is not troubling us. So, what is more important is that we ourselves look at what we need in Singapore. Of course, there are different levels of needs and different levels that we can change. For Singapore now, we must look at ourselves, our own family first. Because it took me a long time to realize that we have to start with our family. I came from a very happy family, so I had okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
A lot of people has problems. So what we need is that besides the family, the neighborhood should help each other. That's how we can help the community. And then the next level, also then I think look at the government. I think we have to be realistic about the government. They are good, but there are areas to improve. Okay, like all of us, we all need to improve. But anyway, the change in us is that we do things that we can manage. Like for example, this year is the year of the zero waste. Look at what we do with our things. Can we recycle?
Ma'am, we are running out of time.
Yeah, okay.
Some
so
other
let's
speakers.
change. Go back to yourself.
Point
and
well
look at
taken.
change.
We understand. But then I just a little bit disagree with you. Mother Teresa was alone. She changed. Nelson Mandela was alone. Mahatma Gandhi was alone. And there are so many people who are alone. Anyway, so anybody would like to last comment because we are running short of time. Yes. Would you like to add something?
Stand on what Sandy addressed. I'm 73 years young today.
Yes.
As I told you earlier, I spent 30 years as an HR practitioner, 20 years as a consultant, and I realized I reached the end, we call in manufacturing, end of life. 3 years ago when I reached 70, I work for Singapore Human Resources Institute. They told me, James, though we have taught us here for 30 years, I think we'd rather give the job to a younger person. So I asked myself, if I reach the end of life for my career, what else do I need to do? I tell myself, I have to re-engineer myself. Get out of my comfort zone, do something very different. So what did I do? I became an entrepreneur. I'm now marketing a new product that is in demand. And that's what I'm doing. So in other words, be the change yourself. Look at the market. If what you have got is no longer required, change. Change is something that the market requires.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, James. Point well taken. Now, may I ask my co-panelists, Bansil, other than education, which is a point which you feel more important? Second most important thing. We are running short of time. We have.
I think, as I said again, everything flows from education because when you have proper literacy, things will go accordingly, and you talk about peace resolution and stuff like that. One thing that I must emphasize, nothing works in a vacuum. We cannot talk about just focusing on one thing, but we have to look at what other things that will happen. In other words, we talk about the ecosystem. And the ecosystem is not just about yourself, but it's about the family, the schools, the society, government. And that flows up and also flows down. So that's basically what I have to share. And the United Nations goal is far away from being achieved. They are very idealistic, but the most important thing we must always remember, are we moving in the right direction?
And of that ecosystem, the most important component is you. You are the most important component. And would you like to say something?
Okay, I think what is important, Richard went off, right? Okay, oh sorry, sorry. Okay, I think what Richard said about the mindset, attitude and outcome, okay, for me personally, yes, I do agree. I think everything starts from the mindset change. Honestly, although I think my parents brought me up, teaching me, letting me embrace people of different race and culture, but yes, I know fantastic. I'm not a saint. I know sometimes I still falter and fall. Like, if certain race upset me, I will still say certain things. But I tell myself that it has to stop. That means consciously I have to make that switch that we are all human beings for a start. And I know that the attitude has to come from me. So sometimes when my parents pass certain remark, I will politely remind them and say, hey mom, I don't think that's nice to say that. I still have to tell them in a nice way because it could be from their past experience, they created certain behavior, thought with them. And what is the outcome that I want? I know it sounds idealistic to want to have everybody harmoniously living together, but my mindset is that I think it can be done. Not tomorrow, not next week, not next year, but I think in the longer term, I do believe that it can be done, and I think that outcome can happen.
It seems that you are the only one who has this topic. The change I wish to see in Singapore is the mentality, attitude, and outlook towards our fellow men in Singapore. I mean fellow men, not just Singaporeans. Because earlier there was one speaker who mentioned that Singaporeans like to complain, and complain. Only Singaporeans, those with pink identity cards, they complain. Those with PRs, S-pass holders, work permit holders, even tourists, foreigners at the food courts, elsewhere, hawker centers, they do complain. So be very careful when you use the word Singaporeans too loosely. It's the mindset, the attitude, and our outlook towards our fellow men.
Ladies and gentlemen, since we are running short of time, I would like to sum up, and I'm very happy that most of you participated and articulated yourself. As Bansi pointed out, that of all the 17 objectives listed out by United Nations, the most important is education. If education happens, then other 16 objectives are taken care of. I fully subscribe to that view. I agree on that. And as Richard said about attitude, mindset, yes. I mean, you may study a lot, you may be PhD or whatever, but if your attitude is not positive, then everything is futile. As I often say, skill can get you hired and attitude can get you fired. So attitude is everything, it's most important. Your attitude determines your outcome. So I fully agree with that. And once again, entrepreneurship. This education should lead you to entrepreneurship. Education should not lead you to jobs only. Education should lead you to become a better human being. Education should do character building. So in addition to whatever they teach you, so there has to be character building, there has to be entrepreneurship, there has to be positive attitude. On this note, I would like to end, and a round of applause for everyone who participated who was here. Thank you. And I would like to thank my panelists, Bansi, and my panelist, Annie. Give them also a round of applause. Thank you very much. The next session will begin.
Okay, next we will have the Youth Speakers Showcase and it's a speech contest. Today we have Today, all the speakers will deliver the speech in 5 to 7 minutes. And the Youth Speakers Showcase is from Doman Secondary School, ITE College East, ITE College West, and ITE College Central. And all the speakers will deliver the speech in 5 to 7 minutes. And at the point of 5 minutes, you will see the green light. At 6 minutes, you will see the yellow light, and at 7 minutes, you will see the red light. And you have to stop your speech in 7 minutes 30 seconds to qualify as a contestant. And our judges are the members of World Speech Day Committee member. Our first speaker is. Are the speakers ready? Okay, now let's relax for 2 minutes to wait for them to get ready.
Okay, all of you got one. You got extra microphone up there?
Where's Professor Chin? Our judge is missing. Professor Chin, you're wanted. Yes.
Okay, now let's enjoy the YMC corporate video and
Every speech is one step closer in putting a young age to school, including sight patients who are once sentenced to blindness and given freedom to vote on sexual
I think World Speech Day has shown us that we are the unexpected voices. We can voice out to the people, to the government, to the world, that we can be one.
Being a leader means servant leadership. You have to serve and you be very clear in your mind who is it you want to serve. And people must always be at the heart of all you do.
Will you be an inspiration to your family, friends, community to transform for a better Singapore, for a better world?
If everyone did one random act of kindness daily, we might just set the world in the right direction.
Lifelong employment is out. We have to adapt to changes going on in our world and make more of ourselves by stepping out of our comfort zones.
The real answer is to enable and empower them. To enable them so they can earn and provide a better life for the next generation.
Welcome back. Next, we will have our youth speakers showcase. For youth speech showcase, it's a speech contest, and all the speakers are from Joma Secondary School, ITE College East, ITE College West, and ITE College Central. Okay. All the speakers is required to deliver the speech in 5 to 7 minutes. At the point of 5 minutes, you will see a yellow light. At the 6 minutes, you will see, at the 5 minutes, you will see a green light. At 6 minutes, you will see the yellow light. At 7 minutes, you will see a red light. And you should not exit beyond the 7 minutes and 30 seconds to be able to qualify as a contestant. And our judges are the members of World Speech Day Committee. Now, let's welcome the first speaker. Our first speaker, Tan Yung Hui. The speech title is Try at Least Once. Try. May I, please? Try at least once. Tan Yung Hui. Here you go.
Alright, so my message is to try at least once. Now, why is that important? Some of you may be wondering. Well, if you don't try, how do you know if you can do it? If you like what you're doing, if you are good at it, or even if you want to follow your passion, make a job out of it. So, I said, to try at least once. When I was young, I was terrified of everything. I didn't dare to come and sit in front of people. I didn't dare to go into the dark alone. I didn't dare to even see a single bit of horror. Every time I see a horror movie, I just run to my room and hide under the covers. So, but then, as I got older, I thought to myself, I should stand up for myself. So I thought I should try to face my fears. That's the saying. To face your fear and keep on doing it. That is the most surest way to overcome your fear. So, the first thing I tried to tackle was my horror movies. I tried to overcome that by slowly exposing myself to horror movies, watching it, and all that. Followed by my fear of dark, and by slowly going around the house myself, familiarizing with it, getting used to the darkness and all that. So after I had tried to face all these challenges, I found out that I actually quite enjoying it. I like facing my fears, I like overcoming them. So now we move on to the present timing, where I actually like horror now. I'm fine with talking in front of people, fine with all of you. I'm fine with talking to my co-workers and the likes. Due to the fact that I had tried to overcome my fears from the very beginning, I am now proficient in a number of work environments. I work as a banquet staff, the hotel buffet staff. I even work in a warehouse where I have to shift boxes all around. I have to communicate with my colleagues in the cafe to make sure we give a good service to everyone that comes by. And now, even as I'm standing in front of you all, this is my first time attending World Speech Day, and it's my first time giving a speech to a degree of this. So, what is after all this? Do I stop trying? Do I just give up and say, okay, I've done enough in my life? I have achieved all that I have to. See all the wonders. Of course not. Like what Disney said, we keep moving forward, opening new doors, learning new things. We are curious, and curiosity will forever lead us down newer paths. In the future, I want to be able to speak more, and to attend more World Speech Day. And to be able to give better speeches to audience like this. To inspire all of you to try to overcome your fears. Try to get out of your comfort zone. In the future, I wish to be able to be a manager of a restaurant so I can give a better service. I can interact with my customers. And all that stems from the fact that I had managed to overcome my first fears at this timing. By trying to overcome it, I had achieved so much. I'm not going to stop there either. I'm going to keep on continuing. I'm going to keep on continuing to achieve new achievements, to try new things, new sports and all that. So, again, why is it important to try? Well, you don't try, you don't know what you like. Well, because I had tried to work in an environment, an office environment. It was bland, it was boring. But then how would I know that if I had not tried? It's because I tried that I now know that I would not want to go into an office environment. I would not want to sit at a computer and stare at it all day and all night. I would rather be out, interacting with people, interacting with the audience, chatting them up, making them laugh, and hopefully to someday maybe inspire someone. So, what's next? Maybe I didn't try. Maybe sometimes I didn't try hard enough. But then, and I failed. But then, does it really matter that you tried first and succeed everything? No. Maybe some of you are worried. What if I try and I fail? That is a very good fail. But no one can expect all of us to be able to succeed on the first try. In order to do everything perfectly, we are humans, we are not robots. That's why, no matter what, I still feel that we must try. Try even if we know we'll fail. Because eventually, with all the mistakes that we learn once we fail, we will be able to attain new heights. So, that's why with all this, I encourage all of you to try at least once in your life. Maybe today you can try a new food, to try a new way of going home. Maybe you can see a sight. Maybe you can meet some new people in this room. And that is all for my speech. Thank you.
May I observe 1 minute of your time for the judges to do the marking? Our seventh speaker is Ling Han Bing. A better world starts from me. A better world starts from me. Ling Han Bing.
Good afternoon, guests of honor, and judges, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Han Bin. I come from Institute of Technical Education in Singapore. So, I'll be sharing a better world starts from me. So, I guess you all have, some of us knows that want to change the world. Since young, I have a mission, I have a goal, want to change the world to a better place, but somehow you just can't. Not even my friend, somehow even in school, even at home, maybe at work as well, I just can't seem to change the way of what they think, of how to work with them closely. So, I made some changes. So here's my thought of a better world to start for me. So before I start, let me share with you my daily encounter. So I'll be in school maybe from 8 to 10 p.m. I'll be studying all day long, like for long hours, and my friend will be with me like throughout, maybe in the morning, and after that they'll leave about in the 5-ish. So a lot of people ask me, including the teachers, like, why are you studying so hard? Why put in so much effort? You're tired, go back home. Go back home and have a rest. I just replied with a smile. But more and more people saw my action and came forward. So they become like me, studying through very, very long hours. So my topic here, how to change the world a better place. It starts from me, you, and anyone else. So if you're not convinced, let me ask you one question. person A over here, always been doing the right thing, inspire you through whatever by the actions, he is so motivated. Will you follow this person? Definitely I will. Person B, will you follow this kind of person that's so not motivated, can't even do the things right, always do the wrong things, and trying to change your mindset? This kind of person I won't follow. So, how are we going to make yourself better and attract the attention of others? Not just by your action, it's your perseverance. If you persevere through what you want to change them by your action, showing them what to do, they will change following your action. So you are the one who is able to change somebody else. So I believe that a lot of us over here, you have watched like YouTube or Facebook videos of this person, William McRaven. How many have watched the video like the US Army, 8 US Navy Chief Admiral William McRaven inspiring video? I mean, some of us over here have watched when he gave a speech through graduation, and what he said was quite true to tell me that, you know, if you don't start from yourself, you cannot go anywhere. So what he said was, if you want to change a world a better place, start off by making your bed. I asked myself, making my bed, so easy, why make a bed? I can just make it. But what he said next was, if you can't do the things right, you are never able to do the right things correct. So, do you all agree with that? Do you all agree with that? So, if you want to change the world a better place, why not start with yourself? Everybody is telling me, how am I starting with myself to make out to somebody else that we want them to be like us, followed by action. Ask them, share with them your experience, so maybe they will understand, maybe they will follow. Sooner or later, they will come and follow your path. Don't believe me? Go back and try. Go back and try and convince someone else that you really hate a lot. This person you can't talk to, you can't seem to able to change their mindset. Talk to the person, change the person. You will see the impact. And by the person following you, maybe somebody else follow him, and more and more and more people will follow the path by starting from you. So, before we end, and before we change the world a better place, let's start from ourselves. Thank you.
Now may I have 1 minute or time to remain silent for our judges to do the marking. Our third speaker is Miguel Dan. Basic unmet needs of unprivileged. Basic unmet needs of unprivileged. Miguel Dan. Hello.
In a country well governed, poverty is something to be ashamed of. In a country badly governed, wealth is something to be ashamed of, said Confucius, a renowned Chinese philosopher. Poverty in society today is the product of corruption. In a well-governed nation, cases of poverty will rarely exist. Born with nothing, we have to work for almost everything just to earn a simple living for ourselves. Singapore may not have poverty cases as severe as other countries around the world, but there are existing cases of many who struggle to get through every single day. Good afternoon, distinguished guests and fellow speakers. I'm Miguel Dan from Dunman Secondary School, and I am here today to talk about the eradication of poverty. There is something known as the Gini coefficient, which measures how income is distributed in a particular country. According to the Gini coefficient for Singapore in 2018, which stands at 0.458, there is concern that Singapore's income gap between the rich and the poor is widening. As a person who's involved in community service quite regularly, I've had the opportunity to take part in house visits along with volunteers, allowing me to discover more about the diverse backgrounds that the residents have. It has shown me that most of us enjoy the comfort of living in lives considered to be privileged and would have the tendency to be so self-centered to the point where we forget about existing issues in our society. We complain about almost everything when just one thing in our lives goes wrong. Studies conducted between 2012 and 2015 have shown that the number of families receiving financial assistance in Singapore increased by 43.45%, which is the highest poverty rate ever recorded in the country. Singapore also does not have a national minimum wage. The number of families receiving financial assistance in Singapore increased by 43.45%. This means that there is no standard for the lowest an employer has to pay an employee, leaving many to work long hours and end up having insufficient pay to support themselves and their families. These factors are what contributes to the continuation of the cycle of poverty. With the increasingly concerning issues of overpopulation and an increasingly aging population,
this places a much heavier burden on the shrinking working population that we have today. Has anyone here seen the donation box in a McDonald's or KFC outlet, or even when you're sitting in a random place in the mall? Anybody? Yes? Have you ever taken a look into it? Yes. How much is given to the poor? How much are we giving? How generous can we be? Placing a $1 coin or a $2 note into that glass box may already make a difference, but will it ever be enough? Here's a scenario. You just finished your lunch at a nearby food court, and you have spare change in your hand or pocket. Then you pass by elderly along the street. Maybe they're selling tissue packets. Maybe they're playing some music or selling curry puffs. Where is the willingness to give help to those who need it? Poverty strikes at every corner of Singapore. Its presence visible along the common pedestrian street, the overhead bridge connecting bus stops, or the underpasses connecting parks to residential areas. All of these places we go through in our passing days. Which of these days do you stop and take notice of the man in rags, or the disabled women, or the penniless disabled? Or even the face of an elderly person who has seen Singapore grow, then throw them into the cold depths of poverty, all because their descendants have been spoiled and forget about gratitude and filial piety. Here's a question for all of you. Has any one of you ever studied under the candlelight? Anyone? No. Well, the very last time that I heard about someone studying under the candlelight was from the story of Huang Heng, a scholar from the Western Han Dynasty in ancient China. Based on my experience, I recall a particular night where my mother and I were out together with a few volunteers on the regular house visiting sessions at some blocks of rental flats in the east area of Singapore. We came across 3 young children, aged 9 to 11, studying and doing their revision under the candlelight because their electrical bills were left unpaid for many months. We were astounded by the state of their household and their determination to study under such circumstances. Poverty is invisible to the eyes of many here in Singapore. More than 80% of us live in housing development board flats, and no one knows what goes on behind the closed doors of the units. When I approach others and ask them about their interest in volunteering, the most common reply that I get would be, "Yes, I'm interested, but I don't have the time for it." In response, I would often ask them, what if you contributed just 2 hours of your time every month? Imagine the people who used to be in challenging environments had managed to receive help from people like you. Where would they be now? They could be leading lives full of success, and in return, becoming the ones who inspire others, who was making a positive difference in playing in another stranger's life. If more positive change makers of society are made because of people playing their part, poverty would not have been in a state as dire as it is today. Being a firm believer in leadership development and character building, I only have a simple request for all of you that starts from today and it only requires 2 hours. Regardless of how busy your lifestyles may be, take 2 hours out of your time to go through volunteerism. No matter how big or small your actions may be, your compassion goes a long way. Helping children from impoverished families by giving them support increases their self-esteem, improving their social interactions, and eventually increasing the likelihood of being successful in life. Society brings up a lot of information about poverty, and majority of us appear to be indifferent. I would like to encourage all of you to join me by stepping up and taking the initiative to help those in need. With that, I would like to end off my speech with a quote from Mahatma Gandhi. Be the change that you wish to see in this world. Thank you and have a nice day.
Now, may I have 1 minute of your time to remain silent for the judges to do the marking?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Now we have the fourth speaker, Rian Ng, The Lost Childhood. The Lost Childhood. Rian Ng.
Mic test. Can any one of you hear me? You guys can, right? It must be very, very nice to have a voice. There's so many people here listening to speak, right? But some children in particular, they do not have this privilege at all. I'm going to just give you one simple truth. In some parts of the world, some children come back from work with mineral-rich coal powder or dirt rouge airbrushed on their typically rosy cheeks. Now, do you see anything wrong with this truth? Children are going to work, not in the modern office cubicles that most of you working adults do, but in hazardous workplaces that you would fear to step into, right? Because they're dangerous. And there's children doing it. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I am Rian from Dunman Secondary School, and the topic I want to teach today is child exploitation. Now, I would like to ask you a simple question. Which do you think is more important? Saving the environment or child exploitation? Personally, I feel that both of them, in fact, all world issues are important. But the reason why I'm so driven to talk about child exploitation is that it saddens me because of how little exposure it is getting in the world stage. I mean, here's an example to let you get a feel of it. So you guys are familiar with the Save My World, that little jingle that you hear, that used to go around? Yeah. Truth is, there is a jingle for saving the environment. We know what to do to prevent such an issue from worsening. But there is no jingle for other equally important world issues like child exploitation. It's sad to say that we can't really say the same for this particular issue. Now, some effects and byproducts of child exploitation, we never really hear of them because these products and byproducts and effects are so ubiquitous in today's contemporary society that we cannot even imagine their negative connotations. Take Nike for example. I trust that some of you are wearing their shoes right now, right? Now, these products were made using the efforts of child and adult laborers alike, slogging away for hours in sweatshops, as they call it, in an environment where harmful chemicals permeate the air. Now, none of us see the blood, sweat, and tears that go into these products. They only see the shoe on the shelf. They only see the glass in the cabinet. That's all they see. That's all we see. And yet, we are living in a world where this is happening on such a global scale. And the fact that most of us hardly ever heard of this problem, it shows just how ignorant we are, doesn't it? Now, look, I know you're probably asking, why does it matter? Why should I care? And how does this concern me? It makes sense to be asking all these questions because we live in Singapore. We live in an ethically advanced society where our government does everything in its capability to provide everyone with a place in the world. And it's as utopian as it can get, at least on paper. Although we can all agree that we live in a privileged society. Yet, though we are used to living such a lavish lifestyle, all of these clothes, shoes from other parts of the world, Singapore isn't the world, and the world isn't Singapore either. Now, child exploitation, why it matters? Why do we need to care? Well, it's simple. Every single educated child will grow up to be one of many employees in this global workforce. And though they may play a small part in changing
the world. Like they may not be, anyone of prominence, they may not be anyone special, obviously, but they will grow up to be employees who play a small part in a large company that does make a difference. I mean, look at social media. It's a large company. It's made of many employees with small parts, playing small parts in the message. And what does social media do? It gets messages across. Well, it's not always good, but they do get messages across. That is what makes our workforce so formidable. And if you want, and if more children, these child laborers, part of our future generation, be involved in this global workforce, how do you think it will change us? By just sitting down here, enjoying the chairs, lights, air conditioning you have, these are things that these children can never experience or may never experience if we provide them with the help they need. I mean, to me, I find that child exploitation and other similar work issues, their overarching reason is poverty. And since we are all lazy, I'm sure, we always want an easy way out. And to me, resolving the issue of poverty can smash so many glass panes with just one thing. Now, to summarize everything I just said, I'm going to excerpt from a speech by Tiberius Gracchus, an ancient Roman politician whom I find sums this up rather succinctly. The wild beasts who roam in Italy have every one of them a cave or lair to lurk in. But the men who fight for Italy enjoy the common air and light indeed, but nothing else. Houseless and homeless, they roam the streets with their wives and children. And it is with these lying lips that their imperators exhort these soldiers in their battles to defend sepulchres and shrines. Yet, not one of them has a hereditary altar. Not one of them has an ancestral tomb. But they fight and they die to support people with wealth and luxury. And though they are styled masters of the world, they have not a single clod of earth and a zero. So, I want you guys to do me a favor. And let us be the change. Let us be the voice for the people who do it.
May we observe 1 minute of silence for justice in the market. Ladies and gentlemen, the fifth speaker is Vincent Benarago. Vincent Benarago. Speech title, of Leadership.
Our universe is immeasurable. Trillions of creatures. Imagine the number of perspectives and variety of experiences offered by existence. We sip all of this richness through the very narrowest of straws. One lifetime, one consciousness, one perspective, one set of experiences. Of all the universe has had, and will have to offer, we can know only the tiniest fraction. We are alone, small. Our lives are over in a snap. But here's the thing. Reading lets us experience life through a second consciousness. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you read a book? How many books have you read this year? According to a recent survey that I have conducted in my school, more than 95% of students did not read daily for their personal education. If we do not think highly of reading books, then we are missing out on a lot of benefits that reading offers. Reading daily is one of the best habits that we can own right now. It develops your imagination and provides you with a fortune of knowledge. The more you read, the better equipped you are to tackle any challenge you face. Books will save you a lot of time and effort by learning from others' experiences. Elon Musk, the founder of SpaceX, has said that he learned how to build rockets by reading books. Bill Gates is another inspiring example. Although he battled a tight schedule and a host of commitments, he manages to devote at least a book